Hey, what's up everybody? Today I want to talk about the most efficient way to spend your time in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Chances are you're playing the game all day long, even though it might not feel like you are. So what is the best way to spend your time in-game? I'm not going to go over how to play the game, but rather the best way to play the game. What is the most efficient way to gather resources on your own island and the Mystery Islands? And which tools should you be relying on, vice which ones should you not even bother building? I will go over the entire workflow strategy that will ensure you get the most resources out of your time spent playing the game. I am assuming you already know a little bit about how to play Animal Crossing New Horizons, and you just need to tighten up your game a bit. So I'm not going to explain very many of the game mechanics and instead focused on the best way to implement what you already know. Also, don't forget to give this video a like and hit the subscribe button to support the channel. This video is dedicated to my friend Jan, who as of April 2nd, tragically is no longer with us. I miss you every day, brother. Now, let's jump right in. There's so much to do in this game and plenty of time to waste. Just like in real life, it's best to come up with a concrete schedule for how you spend your day so you can get the maximum value for your time. As it stands, the game can be broken down into different phases in one 24-hour period. The resource phase, the money phase, and the crafting phase. This of course leaves out the fun free time phase and story progression, but since those are very linear in progression, it's not really worth mentioning in this video. This video is all about how to get the most out of your time spent in the game on a normal day. The tools you'll be using during these phases are the ladder, the vaulting pole, the stone axe, the shovel, the net, the slingshot, the watering can, and the fishing pole. We will never use the regular axe other than to get Nook Miles and the golden axe recipe. And the golden axe is only really useful if you actually use the axe, which you won't. The only thing the regular axe is good for is to cut down a couple trees so you can catch bugs that like tree stumps. Otherwise, that tool is useless. You should never chop down your own resources if you don't have to. If you want the Nook Miles from cutting trees, make sure you use it on excess trees on the Mystery Island. You want to gather more resources on your island, not eliminate them. First, let's start with the resource phase. The resource phase can be broken down into two parts and consists of gathering and expanding the resources on your island. The first part is considered the morning part and should be done before the shop opens in the morning, and the second part being the night part, right after the shop closes at night. The reason for this is because while the shop is open, you get 100% for your goods sold, and only 80% after the shop closes. So while the shop is open, you should spend all of your time in the money phase, and save the morning and night for the resource and crafting phases. Make sure when you start your resource phase in the morning, you have your gates closed. You don't want anyone to come to your island and snag all your stuff before you've had a chance to grab everything. The morning resource phase includes picking all of your fruit, mining all of your minerals from the rock formations, gathering enough branches for the day, digging up any fossils or bamboo shoots, etc., hitting trees with your stone axe to collect wood, watering your flowers, shaking each tree for goodies, collecting any star fragments lying on the beach, and hitting the Nook stop. Yes, Nook Miles are considered a resource. And grabbing your daily message in the bottle. Once this is done, you'll be free to spend the vast majority of your time on the most important phase, the money phase. But we'll get to that later. The next resource phase will come after the store is closed for the day at 10 p.m. It's at this time that you should wish on your stars to receive your star fragments the following morning. You should also use this time to use your Nook Miles flights to the Mystery Islands. Once on the Mystery Islands, you should only have shovels, a ladder, the vaulting pole, and a couple stone axes handy. If it turns out that you end up on Tarantula Island, you can go ahead and make a net. To maximize your time during these visits, first hit all of the rocks with your stone axe. You want to do this first, just in case your axes break. You at least have some iron ore to make new ones. Next, you want to hit every single tree with your stone axe to knock off the fruit and collect your wood. Once that's done, eat the fruit you collect to dig up fully grown fruit trees. The choice of which trees you want is completely up to you, but I would prioritize fruit trees to maximize your income. The reason digging up trees is better than planting them is because the small plants take longer to produce fruit since you have to wait for the trees to grow. So instead of waiting 5 to 6 days for fruit, you only have to wait 1 or 2 days. Once you're all full up, you can dump off your resources and repeat for as many tickets that you have hanging around. To round off the night, collect any nighttime critters or fish that you don't have yet for the museum, and make sure that you wish on shooting stars to collect your star fragments for the following morning. Now, let's talk about what you should do during the bulk of your day, which I call the money phase. I call it the money phase because during that time the shop is open and you want to be focused on making as much money as possible. This is going to allow you to expand your house, buy do-it-yourself recipes, buy items, make your island nice, and pretty much everything you want in the game. So obviously, I consider this phase to be the most important. To get a good head start on the day, go to a neighbor's island and sell all the fruit that you've harvested. This will bring in a pretty penny. If you took my advice and started digging up those trees, you should be rolling in fruit. Then make sure that you check the hot item of the day. This item will pay twice for what it normally goes for. I suggest finding something that costs a lot, around $5 grand, and doesn't take too many resources. If your hot item of the day is a dud, check your friend's island to see what they have. If you find the right item, you can easily pull in 1 million bells in a day without even breaking a sweat. Next, you want to spend the rest of your time catching as many fish and bugs as you can. Do this constantly, and not only will you fill up your museum, but you will make a ton of money. One more thing you need to take notice of is turnips. Once you have Nook's Cranny up and running, you'll run into Daisy Mae every Sunday from 5 a.m. till noon. She will allow you to buy turnips. Turnips are considered stocks in this game, and the buy and sell price vary depending on what island you're on and what day it is. So make sure you check as many of your friends' islands as you can for good prices. There are a lot of online forums that post their turnip prices as well. Buying them for around 90 bells and selling them for around 500 will make you rich, so don't overlook it. Last but not least, there's the crafting phase. This is pretty self-explanatory. This should be done outside store hour times as well, so either at night or in the morning. I personally prefer nighttime. You will first make all the tools needed for the following day, then whatever you have left over should be used to make any furniture or any cool things that you want lying around. I also consider making hybrid plants crafting. To do this, you want to plant 2 plants of the same color and the same breed in a checkerboard pattern and water them. You will have plenty of hybrids before you know it. Well, that does it for the workflow guide to Animal Crossing. If you follow this guide, you will maximize your resources per day along with your income. This will allow you to live like a king or style your island however you want. It will also give you good bargaining power with your friends if they have something you want. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and if you did, please give this video a like, and as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more dope content. Peace out, everyone.